Namaste. Welcome, everyone. This yoga practice is about oneness. Advaita Vedanta is a non-dualistic philosophy about self-knowledge and liberation, propounded by Adi Shankara in the 8th century. Brahman is defined as the sole, unchanging, metaphysical reality, and which is identical to the individual soul, or Ātman. The Ātman is the true innermost essence, or self with a capital S, of a living being. It is the witness consciousness. It is self-luminous, omnipresent, identical with consciousness. So it is different than the body. It's different than the breath, and more subtle than the mind, even more subtle than our most blissful nature. The physical world is always changing, and according to Shankara, the individual Ātman and Brahman will seem different at this empirical level of reality, but this difference is only an illusion, and at the highest level of reality, they are really identical. Spiritual liberation, or Moksha, is the realization of oneness between the individual soul and the infinite soul. This oneness with the eternal truth is attained by a process of withdrawal of mind from sense objects and, in turn, identification with the universal. Now it's time to invoke a spirit of reverence for oneness and create a sacred space and a special time for this practice. Creating Chin Mudra by touching the tip of the thumb to the tip of the index finger. And letting the other 3 fingers remain extended. Relax the hands on the thighs with the palms face upward. The joining of the index finger with the thumb represents the connection of individual consciousness with universal consciousness. The limited perspective of the individual meets the expanded perspective of the infinite self and creates a spacious feeling in the body-mind. This powerful energy circuit helps to lift dull energy, to calm the mind and brighten the overall mood. Breathing for unity and oneness. Inhale, expand up through the crown of the head, relaxing the shoulders back and down. And exhale, engage through the core of the pelvis, strengthening the pelvic floor muscles, the thigh muscles, and grounding steadily, strongly. And the mantra, Hari Om Tat Sat, awakens practitioners to their true and higher self beyond the physical body. It represents the unmanifest and absolute reality of God, Hari, as the supreme divine being who removes darkness and illusion, the God who takes away all sorrow and helps us to flourish. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now, if you please rise to stand. We'll limber up our body. Some basic movement. I need to adjust a little here. Get back. To where you can see a little more height. Now, start by just swinging the arms side to side, twisting the torso. Very good. Let your arms rest for a moment. Back to standing. And then interlace the hands behind the head and open the elbows. Inhale, look up and arch back. And on the exhale, round the back, tuck the chin, wrap the elbows around to gently stretch the back of the neck. And continue flowing up and down, back and forth, expanding the breath each time for a little deeper breath. Keep the hands behind the head and now tilt from side to side. Exhale to one side, inhale to the center, and then switch sides. And when you're finished, rest your arms down to your side. And we'll circle the shoulders by touching hands to the shoulders and rotating the elbows in big circles. Make another big circle, and then take hands to hold on to the hips, and we'll circle the hips around and around. And reverse the circles when you're ready. All right, and now we're going to bend the knees, fold forward, hold on to the ankles, and walk the knees, straightening one at a time. Your head may want to turn. Any other movement that feels intuitive in your body, just allow that to happen. And rise back up and clasp the hands behind the back in Yoga Mudra, interlacing the fingers. Drawing the shoulder blades down and in, press down through the heels and lift up through the heart. Just a baby back bend. And release, and bend the knees again. This time widen the feet to fold forward. If it's comfortable, interlace the hands again and lift the arms up and over the back. And release the hands, bend the knees, and squat down between the knees. No, that knee doesn't want to, so we're not going to force it. Okay, then you can lower the knees. And sit back to the heels. Come into child's pose. There we are. Breathing into the back to round it like a turtle shell. Lift back to table pose. Come up on hands and knees. And we're going to practice cat and cow. On the inhale, look up or to sway back. And on the exhale, look down, round the back like an angry cat. And just flow back and forth, flexing and extending in each vertebrae, from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. Good. Now balancing, lift the right leg up, lift the left arm up. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, connect and strengthen. Try the bind, bringing that left hand to bind the right foot. And then letting that go to switch sides. Balance now, lift the left leg, lift the right arm. Breathing, complete breaths, full inhalation, and complete exhalation. Try the bind if you want by bringing right hand to left foot and ankle, then lifting that leg up. And release the bind, curl the toes under, and lift up knees for downward dog. You can start by walking the knees, stretching the calves, the hamstrings. Inhale, soften the knees, and exhale, lengthen the arms, press the hips back, push the heels down. Just pulse with your breath. And then rest the knees back down. And step right foot forward, Anjaneyasana. the monkey pose. Build stability through the strength of your legs and pelvis. And when you're ready, lift up the arms, relax the shoulders. Expanding with the inhale to the infinite and connecting to your source on the exhale, your essence, your Ātman. And rest hands down and revolve to the right side, lifting the right arm up and gazing up to the right hand. The option for you is to lift the back knee, straighten the back leg to revolved side angle. And relax and lower down. We're going to half split, straightening the front leg, lifting the toes and folding forward. You can relax the knee on the inhale, tighten the kneecap on the exhale. Now relax and step the right foot back. Bring the left foot forward. Good. Back to Anjaneyasana. Ground through the legs. Lift up in the arms. Take time to make each breath complete and whole. Inhale, expand to the infinite. And exhale, connect to your source of essence, your self-luminous light. And then rest hands down, revolve to the left, and lift the left arm. Next stage is to curl the back toes under, lift and straighten the back leg. Parvrita Parshvakonasana. And release down and begin to straighten that front leg. May have to walk the heel forward a little. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, fold forward. Tighten the tummy. Hug the muscles to the bone so the leg is very strong as you stretch. Breath very deep, smooth and even. Integrating mind, body, breath to reach the deeper levels. And rest and step the left foot back. We're sitting to the heels in hero pose. Maybe. Hands can rest on the thighs, or you can walk the hands behind, stretching the quadriceps more deeply. The more you lower your head or shoulders, and eventually rise back up if you're reclining. And lift the hips up to a high kneeling position for camel pose. Stretched out those quads, so now we can engage more muscular energy in the lower back and the buttocks, and tilt the head back for a nice back bend. The hands support on the lower back, buttocks, or you can reach down to the heels if that's available. And release, come up to rest, and then lay face down, prone position for cobra pose. Place hands on either side of the chest, hug the legs to the midline, and tuck the elbows in. You're going to press the hips down, curl the head and shoulders up. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pressing the toes towards the back of the mat, pulling the heart towards the front of the mat. And lower the chest down, take a resting breath. And we'll return to cobra pose, and this time add some twisting, turning from side to side with the hips and possibly touching one foot behind, tapping behind. And alternating sides. And then release to rest again. Chin down. And bring the arms back by your side, either hugging to your sides or clasping the hands behind the back in Yoga Mudra. And begin to lift the chest and shoulders. You can also try lifting the legs. And relax, release, and turn chin to the side for a good resting breath. And building on that locust or shalabhasana pose, bend both knees for dhanurasana, the bow pose. And we'll clasp hands to ankles, flex the ankles, and lift the chest. Take another breath, and then gradually release, chin to the other side, and heels open for a good resting breath here. And eventually push yourself up and come up to standing, walking up to the front of the mat and pausing in mountain pose to reconnect with the breath, to search within deeper and deeper levels of awareness. Beyond the body, beyond the breath, beyond the mind lies the Ātman. this self-luminous essence within, identical to Brahman. Now we'll go on to Virabhadrasana, Warrior 1, stepping the right foot back and taking a moment to ground through the back heel, stabilize with muscular energy, hugging the muscles to the bone, navel to the spine, and then from that foundation, create more ease, breathing easily, calmly. Virabhadrasana. Let your arms rest to your side. Clasp them then behind the back in Yoga Mudra here for Humble Warrior. And fold forward. If you can, lift those hands up and over the back. It may facilitate to have a strap connect the hands. I have one here. So we might have the strap connecting the hands to allow more rotation in the shoulders. And release the bind, lower the hands. Just getting caught up here. All right? No. All right. Coming over this left hip to fold into pyramid pose. Inhale, align. And exhale, straighten the front knee, tighten the tummy. Taking big breaths in, long breaths out. Bring your weight forward into this front leg. Lift the back leg up into a standing split. Hands can stay on the ground for balance, or start to hold the back of the left leg for more challenge. When you're done, rest the right foot down to the mat. Inhale, hands to knees. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, rise, lift the arms, touch the palms, and exhale, rest the arms to your side, pausing, reconnecting, reintegrating body, breath, and mind to reach those deeper levels. Now with the left foot, step back, come to warrior again. Settle the feet, giving enough width laterally for a good balance, and then raise the arms over the shoulders, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, rise to the universal, the infinite. Exhale, connect to your core, your essence. And ultimately, there is no difference. I am that. Ātman and Brahman, identical. And lower the arms And clasp the hands behind, or use the strap to connect the hands, giving you the ability to straighten the elbows as you reach forward over the back with the arms. And try and keep the hips square to the front, level. And release the bind or the strap. Begin to straighten the front knee into pyramid, Parshvottanasana. Inhale, soften the knee, align. And then exhale, straighten the leg, tighten the tummy, lift the kneecap. So you're pulsing with the breath. Making the connection between the infinite and the self. Now bring the weight onto that front leg. Hands can stay down for balance. Lift up the back leg. Try balancing with one hand, the other holding the ankle. And then try both hands holding the ankle. And release, feet down, and a rounded back. So you can just soften the knees, round the back, let your head bob side to side or back and forth, figure 8. Just loosening up so we can come back to stand when you're ready. Inhale, lift up to Tadasana. And go back, step the right foot back. I'll turn this way. And Warrior 2 stance. The right toes turned out 90 degrees. The shoulders balancing over the hips. There's often a tendency to reach too far forward with the shoulders, but just keep it neutral. You can pulse up and down with the breath. Keep the inner thighs strong. Good job. Now straighten the left knee for triangle pose. Left hand down, right arm up. And inhale, look up and reach higher. And exhale, press the feet down. Lengthen the legs, strengthen the core. Now bend left knee for side angle pose. Brace the elbow on the knee and continue angling that right arm forward over the ear. Roll the right shoulder back. Tuck the left hip under. Good. And then release. Stand up and switch sides. So either stepping forward with the right, left foot back, or just pivoting, turning the feet the other direction. This time, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana, with the right knee bent. And then straighten the right knee for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm up. Imagine your body being pressed between two panes of glass. So we really need to tuck this right hip under. Keep that left shoulder back. Keep the sides of the body long. Good. And then to Lakhanasana, here, side angle pose, with the left arm angling forward over the ear. Perfect. Release, come up to center. And while we have the feet wide apart, we'll take a forward fold here. Feet should be parallel. Lift up through the kneecaps. Tuck in the tummy. And try and keep the weight balanced between the balls of the feet and the heels. Because if you sit too far back with the hips, then the toes pop up. Good, and release, and come down to seated. And build some core with boat pose, Navasana. Balance on the sitting bones, roll the shoulders back, and then lift the heels. You can try and straighten the legs. You can try without the hands supporting. Big, deep breaths. And release it down. Lower the heels and stretch the legs in front for Paschimottanasana. Okay? Walk the sitting bones back. So you're on the front edge of the sitting bones, the lower back drawing in. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward, holding the back of the calves, ankles, or big toes. Pulsing, rising slightly on the inhale, fill the lungs, and deepen on the exhale, squeeze the air out. And finally, release up to straight back. Bend the right knee to the side, or head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. Press the foot into the leg, meet that resistance. So, building muscular energy again through the core of the pelvis to help you sit up straight, lengthen through the lower back, and slowly fold forward. Now back off if there's any pain in the knee. Go gradually, incrementally, deepening with each breath. Taking your awareness deeper with each breath. Looking through the witness eye, pure consciousness. And relax, lift up to a straight back. Lift the right knee up and set the right foot on the mat. Dive forward from Marichi. Bring your right arm inside the leg, holding onto the ankle or wrapping that right arm around behind to bind with the left. Fold forward if you're able. And you can modify, hold on to that left leg, whatever works for your body today. Just try and keep your shoulders level, both sitting bones on the mat. And your breath constant and steady. Now inhale up to a straight back. Lift this right leg, and we can hold it with hands or with a strap. This is heron pose. And release, lower the right leg. And sit up straight. Inhale to staff pose, Dandasana. And then exhale, start to move into Janushirshasana, head to knee pose. So take as long as you need to set yourself up for success. Moving the sitting bones back and wide so you can draw the lower back in. Keep lengthening the spine as you fold forward over this right leg. Again, not to rush. Deepen your awareness. Look through the witness consciousness. See the big picture, broadening your perspective. Take it beyond awareness of the body, breath, and mind to the self-luminous soul within. And slowly lift and release. Lift up the left knee. Left foot flat. And then dive forward with the left arm wrapping in front of the shin. Either hold on to that ankle or wrap the arm behind. Try and bind with the opposite hand. And maybe you want to use a strap to connect the hands. So it's not working. All right. How do I get there? It's hard to grab that. Now I have it. So we have Marichyasana. Folding forward over the extended leg. While simultaneously keeping both sitting bones grounded, both shoulders level. And release, lift up, and hold the left foot with the hands or with a strap, and extend the left leg up, heron pose. Good job. Now rest that leg down. And we'll move to Sukhasana. Easy seated pose. And we might want to have a little elevation for the hips to keep your back from slumping, rounding. So inner body bright, Lift up the heart, roll the shoulders back, and exhale, engage through the core of the pelvis, pull the heels inward. So you're very steady, solid, and stable. We'll start with Bhramari Pranayama. This is the bumblebee breath. So as you're exhaling, your lips are lightly sealed and you're making a humming sound like the sound of a bumblebee. When you need to inhale, refill the lungs and start again with that bumblebee exhale. You can breathe normally. And maybe you noticed an awareness of vibration inside the skull as you made that humming sound. And we're going to add to that the Shanmukti Mudra by closing the gates of perception. Okay, so this is a method of pratyahara, or sense withdrawal, which will lead us closer to our innermost self. So removing my glasses so I can shut my eyes. Use the first fingers to pin the eyelids down, second fingers to close the nostrils, third and fourth fingers, fourth and fifth fingers to seal the lips together. There we are. And the thumbs eventually will push the ear flaps closed so you're not hearing sound. And then you begin the bumblebee breath. So let's do 3 bumblebee breaths holding Shanmukti Mudra. Inhale, filling the lungs, and then exhale with the humming sound. Now you can take your hands away and breathe normally as we recline into a spinal twist. Okay. Yeah. Reclining on your back. All right. Now straighten the left leg. Lift the right knee, press the right foot down, and slide the hips to the right so you can twist that right knee across to your left hand. I put the arch of that right foot right on the left kneecap. Then you start to look back over the right shoulder, extend the right arm, and breathe length into your spine as you inhale. And tighten the core as you exhale to protect the sacrum. Then release to center and switch legs. Straighten the right leg on the mat, bend the left knee, and press the left foot down, slide the hips to the side, and twist the left knee across to your right hand. gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale to the infinite and exhale to the self. Allow your witness consciousness to be aware of what you're doing, how you're doing it, the bigger perspective. And then release again, rest on your back. Walk the feet in. And press the feet down, press the elbows down, lift the sides of the hips up into bridge pose. Your hands can boost up the buttocks, maybe need to walk the heels in closer, and then eventually hold hands, clasping them under the back, so you can tuck the shoulder blades together and lift the heart more. Inhale, lift and expand to the infinite. Exhale, connect to source. Your essential nature. And release the hands, lower the buttocks down. And here, open the knees apart, press the soles of the feet together. Let your back arch naturally as you inhale, and as you exhale, press the inner thighs down. Gently work with the breath. Relaxing pressure on the inhale, and then gradually adding some pressure on the exhale until you're feeling a healthy stretch. Good. Lift the knees back up and cross the right ankle over the left knee. Thread the needle, the right arm threading through the legs, holding the left thigh, and drawing the left knee in towards your chest when your head and shoulders are resting on the mat. Your arms can lengthen, relax on the inhale, and gradually tighten, pulling in as you exhale. This right elbow can also serve to widen the right knee out to the side. Good. Then switch legs. Right foot down. And cross the left ankle over the right knee. Thread the needle with the left arm threading through the legs and holding hands around the right thigh or shin. Lower the head and shoulders. Witness what you're feeling, doing, and observing within. Now rest, feet down. Slide the backs of the hands under the buttocks, sit on the hands, and then lift the legs up to the sky. Inversions are an important tool of asana, regulating blood, lymph, and even emotion. You can keep the hips down or lift the hips if you like other inversions, like plow pose, where you're tilting the legs up and over the head. Or shoulder stand, where the legs are vertical. And start to release, bend the knees, round the back, and roll down to happy baby pose, pulling the knees towards the armpits by holding the ankles or the feet. And just enjoying some freedom to play like a baby with whatever movement feels intuitive. And stretch out on the mat for a fish pose, Matsyasana. The legs straight ahead and drawn together with the legs. Press the elbows, well, first tuck the palms under the buttocks, and then press the elbows down to lever the chest up and let the head tilt back. So, tucking the shoulder blades in and up under the heart. Open the chest, open the throat. And then lower the chin towards your chest to release, roll the back down, and then rest in Shavasana. So turning the palms face up, stretch the heels away. You may need to press the back of the head into the mat to tuck the shoulder blades underneath. And once you're comfortable, let everything relax, loose and limp. Focus your awareness on the touch of breath in the nostrils. Sensing the cool freshness of the inhalation and the warm softness of the exhalation. You don't have to change the way you're breathing. Just be aware that the breath can gradually soften, lengthen, and become more steady and calm. Release any tension in your face, mouth, or jaw. Invite your shoulders to relax more deeply, your arms to rest more heavily. The floor is holding you now, so you don't have to. You can trustfully surrender into that support the floor is offering, where you're safe and secure. Gradually, your body becomes still and peaceful. The mind can start to turn inward, diving deeper and deeper with each breath, deeper than the awareness of the body, deeper than awareness of the breath, deeper than the senses of the mind, the intellect of the mind, and the bliss of the self. Coming to that pure consciousness, the witness consciousness of the Ātman, self-luminous, omnipresent, non-dual with the supreme consciousness. Patanjali describes the essence of yoga as being able to calm these fluctuations, these ripples of the mind, so that it becomes as still as a still water and able to reflect that pure consciousness, the Ātman. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now start to deepen your breath. Awaken your body and roll to one side, pausing to digest what you've experienced, felt, and learned. A deeper connection with the true self, the essence of consciousness within, the Ātman. And come up to an easy seated pose whenever you're ready. I bow to the oneness within you and all beings. Namaste.